Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the current state of the Trump campaign and how poor it truly is at this point, and how it really looks like he is not even trying to win this election. I mean, it really doesn't make sense, especially when you compare his attacks on Hillary Clinton and even Joe Biden in 2016 and 2020 respectively. How the current state of his campaign and what he is saying, what he is attacking Kamala Harris on, it doesn't even come close. I mean, it is just an awful state of a campaign. Not where you want to be. Kamala Harris is surging in the polls right now. Donald Trump is really stumbling hard when you look at the numbers in the polling. And I mean, just attack after attack, it just falls flat, and that is being revealed through all of the polling data that we have right now. But as you can see here, Donald Trump lately has been attacking Kamala Harris on her look, saying that he is better looking than her, I guess. He says that she is a DEI hire. Probably 65% of them, or 75% of American voters probably don't even know what DEI means. That's, it's just irrelevant. That's the point I'm trying to make. He's just talking about things that are completely irrelevant. He says that how she got to the position that she is in is not fair and not legitimate. Just these attacks that are completely falling flat, totally irrelevant to the values and needs and wants of American voters, what they actually care about. So these attacks on Kamala Harris, I mean, you can say that he wasn't prepared for her and the campaign wasn't prepared for her to be the nominee. That is obvious. But still, something is way off about this, the way that he is attacking her. It's like he, isn't even trying. It's like he is up in the polls, like 30 points nationwide right now, and he doesn't even need to campaign. That is how he is talking about this campaign. He really doesn't even care. Nothing, absolutely nothing like the campaign in 2016, especially, but in 2020 as well. But I mean, just for example, when you look at the 2016 election, Donald Trump won because of trade. I mean, there were a lot of reasons that Donald Trump won. A lot of factors, right? Trade, immigration, third-party candidates, Hillary Clinton and her emails, Hillary Clinton just being the worst electoral candidate ever to American voters, just being so unfavored. There are a lot of reasons why Trump won. And one of them was trade. He wouldn't have won without the issue of trade. But you can just see, for example, Trump slammed Hillary Clinton on trade, especially NAFTA. I mean, when you look at where Donald Trump won the election, what won him the election, it was the Rust Belt. It was Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. He wouldn't have won the election without these three states, the Blue Wall Rust Belt states. White, working class voters are blue-collar workers. And up on their, or top of their list when it comes to priorities is trade, is economy. And of course, they're going to associate Hillary Clinton with NAFTA, which outsourced all the manufacturing jobs, especially in this region where manufacturing jobs once dominated. But they don't anymore, and they didn't in 2016. And a large part of that really was because of NAFTA. You can have your own opinions on NAFTA, obviously, but a large part why the manufacturing jobs disappeared from this region. Of course, there's automation, there's other factors, but most of all, it's NAFTA. Donald Trump slammed Hillary Clinton on NAFTA. Hillary Clinton's own spouse, her husband, signed NAFTA, agreed to NAFTA, it was TPP, obviously. That may have lost Hillary Clinton the election as well. Trump destroyed Hillary Clinton on TPP. There are just countless examples where Trump actually destroyed his opponents on substantive policy, not to mention the corruption that is truly policy that is important to American voters. Corruption, Donald Trump, he was an outsider. That's all he talked about, was being an outsider. He said that Hillary Clinton was just, more of the same corruption. Donald Trump talked about those things in 2016. Those are the things that won him the election. These actual, substantive issues that won him over voters who traditionally wouldn't have voted for a typical Republican candidate. That is what won him the election. But Donald Trump is not talking about those things anymore. Instead, he is talking or he's saying that he's better looking than Kamala Harris. He says that Kamala Harris is a DEI hire. He's not saying that Kamala Harris is corrupt, because obviously, I think they would if they had any evidence to say that, but Trump is not, bringing up examples of Kamala Harris, being a corrupt political figure in the past. He's not bringing up trade. He's not bringing up the economy. These issues, he can say whatever, inflation and prices are soaring. But seriously, that is just such a contrast with the actual, really in-depth kind of issues that he was talking about, like TPP and NAFTA back in 2016. It doesn't even come close. That's not going to win over any voters, saying how bad inflation is, and it's not even bad right now. It's not even a concern, really, of American voters right now. That's just my interpretation, at least. So just, very interesting contrast between now in 2016, and 2020. He even called out Joe Biden, for it was obviously less effective, because truth is there was a lot to attack Hillary Clinton on, and not so much for Joe Biden in 2020. That's why he lost in 2020, and I think he's running into the same type of issue right now. There's just not as much to attack Kamala Harris on as there was for Hillary Clinton in 2016. That's why I think, Hillary Clinton was just historically such an awful electoral candidate. If Democrats nominated anyone else, Bernie Sanders, he would have beaten Trump in a landslide, I feel. Even someone like Martin O'Malley, the other candidates, Jim Webb in 2016. You guys probably don't even know who that is. All of them, I believe, would have crushed Trump, because Hillary Clinton was just such a bad candidate. And again, he's running into the same problem. Not enough to attack Hillary Clinton on. So when you look at these attacks, the American voters, I guess, are seeing these attacks because they're now, disassociating Donald Trump from actual policy. Of course, Republicans have always been the party of the economy, right? Voters whose number one concern is the economy, is money. They vote for Republicans typically because they're in favor of lower taxes, lower costs, lower regulations, all that type of thing. But now, after all these attacks, after really not even talking about the substance in this campaign since Harris has been nominated, or, since Harris has launched her campaign at all, after not talking about it at all, new polls reveal that Harris is trusted more on the issue of the economy than Trump. That is unheard of. You never see a Democrat in a better position when it comes to the economy than the Republican. You can see here, this most recent dash here, that's Kamala Harris. But before that, it was Joe Biden, and you can just see the difference in strength on this issue. Joe Biden was down by quite a lot. Joe Biden was just at above 30% at one point, and this was in February, a long time ago, but still, he was just above 30. Looks like 31% of voters trust him more on the economy, compared to, 43% for Trump about. So it was just a very stark contrast there. But now, Kamala Harris ahead by a point. 42% of voters say they trust Harris more on the economy. 41% say they trust Donald Trump more on the economy. And not only that, when it comes to a surge in support for Kamala Harris, you can also see it in the polling. This is why it's so confusing, because Kamala Harris is now surging in the polls. Donald Trump is falling flat. He is at his ceiling of support, is what it looks like. It doesn't look like he can gain really any more substantial support from here. So it doesn't make sense that Donald Trump is reversing nothing about his campaign. He's going through the same old campaign that he has been running for months now, for weeks, ever since Harris has been nominated, which has led to a surge in her support. He is not changing anything. These attacks have clearly fallen flat, but for whatever reason, the campaign thinks that if they continue with that, they're going to have good luck in November. I don't know. I don't see it, because Kamala Harris is only gaining support, and if Donald Trump is not changing anything, and you've got the DNC, Harris will get a boost from that, and you've got the presidential debates, you've got the vice presidential debates, all of that which only helps Democrats. Almost definitely will only help Democrats, the debates. I don't know how Trump can believe, if he's not ahead right now, then he is just going to continue on this course of his campaign, continue with these same attacks, these same attack lines, and somehow win the election, it really doesn't make sense. I mean, his campaign is just falling flat right now. You can see that on the first day of this month, August 4th. Just 20 days ago, Kamala Harris was ahead by 1.2% nationwide. Today, she's ahead by 2.9. She has gained 1.7% in 20 days. That is marginal, but it is a lot in presidential elections. I mean, just look at these margins in these states. 1.7% means so much across some of these states. The margin was less than 1.7% in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona in the 2020 election. So, again, we've got a long way to go, but we've got the ABC debate on September 10th. That's huge because it probably helps Harris. We've got a vice presidential debate. I think it was in October or something, between Tim Walz and JD Vance, of course. So I guess he's just hoping he can do well there, because it doesn't look like from any indications that he is changing the trajectory of his campaign. It doesn't look like he's going to change how he is campaigning, how he is launching these attacks on Kamala Harris. But it's not going well so far. Clearly, that's being indicated in the polling. Harris is now trusted more in the economy. This just means right here that he is not attacking Harris on the issues that actually matter to American voters. So just, really stunning stuff here. Just a completely different Trump campaign. So thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe down below. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before Election Day. So if you could help me out with that, that would be awesome. But again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.